Good morning, students of grade 9. Today is Sunday, 17th of May. We are not going to do a live session, so I'll be recording for you the explanation of the first part of the lesson. I think this might help you more understanding this PowerPoint. So today we are going to revise the types, the functions of the muscular system, the types of the muscles, and we'll label 12 skeletal muscles and describe the structure of the skeletal muscle. I believe that we started an introduction last week about the functions of the muscle, so I'll be revising these very quickly. So first of all, as you know, the muscles are tissues that are able to contract and they allow movement. They contain a lot of mitochondria as they need a lot of energy to contract. As you know, muscles, they are made of cells like any other cells in your body, so they need energy. This energy is taken from breaking down food, which happens in the mitochondria by the process which is called the cellular respiration. So since muscles require a lot of energy, they need a lot of cellular respiration happening. That's why they need a lot of mitochondria. So muscles, they help regulate body temperature by releasing heat because cellular respiration releases energy, and part of this energy is used in order to keep the body warm. In addition, the muscles in your body, regardless of their type, they move and push substances throughout the body. For example, the skeletal muscles, they move the bones, and other muscles, they push food through the digestive system. They move blood through the circulatory system and fluids through the excretory system. Excretory system is the system that releases liquid wastes from the body. So, for example, here the urine is released outside the body by the muscular system. The three types of muscles are the skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, and the cardiac muscle. Now, before we discuss the types of muscles, we have to know that we cannot control all the muscles in our body. That's why we divide the muscles into two types, voluntary and involuntary. Voluntary muscles are the muscles that you can control intentionally. It means the muscles that are connected to your bones, the muscles that allow you to stand up, to walk, to smile, to run, to clap your hands. So all these muscles that are connected to your skeletal system, which we call them the skeletal muscles, are what? Are voluntary. It means you can control. Now, what about involuntary muscles? Involuntary muscles are muscles that you cannot control. If I say you cannot control, it means how they work. They work by receiving signals automatically from the brain. For example, the cardiac muscle is the muscle of the heart. We cannot control the beating of the heart or the pumping of the heart. It is controlled from a part of the brain called the brain stem, more specifically medulla oblongata in the brain. So the brain controls your heart without you thinking about it. The same thing for your breathing, the same thing for your for digestion, for movement of blood, movement of urine, etc. Now someone might say that, okay, while breathing, I can't control it. Yes, we can control it. So we can say breathing, it's both, because the muscles that control breathing are skeletal muscles that we can control. But these muscles, if you don't control them, the brain will take this function because we cannot stop breathing. And the same thing for smooth muscles are involuntary. We cannot control smooth muscles. So skeletal muscles are attached to bones or to the skeletal system by tendons. Tendons are connective tissue that connects muscles to bones. They are very strong and they are made of fibers. The muscles allow you to, the tendons allow to keep the body stable. It strengthens the joints, make the joints more strong by connecting the muscles to the bones. Skeletal muscles, as we said, they are mostly voluntary. Again, I'm saying mostly because there are some cases where skeletal muscles are controlled involuntarily. One of them is breathing. Another one might be blinking. When you are sneezing, you blink, or sometimes you blink without thinking about it. And the third example is when reflexes happen. Now, reflexes is a very important Example, when we speak about involuntary action of skeletal muscles. What do I mean by reflexes? Like for example, if by mistake, accidentally, you put your hand in a very hot surface, you move your hand before you think about it. This is called reflex, and this reflex happens very fast in the body to protect you, and it happens before you think about it. So sometimes it happens accidentally. You step on something very sharp, you remove your leg, or as I said, you remove your hand on away from a very hot surface. This is to protect you, and it's involuntary, so the brain will take the action without waiting you to decide. The shape of skeletal muscles result from protein filaments that cause muscle contraction. So the shape of the muscle, the elongated shape of the muscle, is because of the protein filaments that we are going to discuss later in this lesson. This is how a skeletal muscle tissue, how it appears under a microscope. These we call them striations, like strips, lines. Second type of muscles is smooth muscle. It lines organs and is involuntary. I mean by a line organ as if it covers organs. For example, your stomach is a muscular sac. It's nothing but a hollow sac of muscles made of 3 layers of smooth muscles. Because your stomach is made of muscles, it's able to digest food mechanically, applying force on food. And again, you cannot control the digestion, or you cannot control the contraction of the smooth muscles. For this reason, your stomach works alone. You don't have to give it the order in order to work. In addition to the stomach, we have here, for example, the urinary bladder that pushes or forces urine to go outside the body. And again, you might say that yes, we can control urination. It's we who decide. We only control releasing urine outside, or we only control what's the timing for that. But movement of urine through the urinary system and forcing it outside, it happens by the muscles, which are smooth muscles and involuntary. Empty liquid from the bladder, control width of blood vessels, and move fluid through digestive organs. What I mean by control width of blood vessels, even blood vessels, they contain 3 layers. The middle layer is called muscular layer, smooth muscle layer. Okay, so the blood vessels, I mean by here, speaking about vessels, about veins and arteries. Veins and arteries that carry blood in the body, they contain smooth muscles that force blood in order to circulate in your body. Okay, so again, smooth muscles are present in digestive system, in circulatory system, and in excretory system as well. Cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscle is found only in the heart. This specialized type of muscle can be found only in the heart, and you have to expect that these muscles have the highest amount of mitochondria. Why? It's very obvious. Your heart keeps on working all your lifetime. It doesn't stop at all. So it needs a huge amount of energy 24 hours all the time. It pumps blood throughout the body. It is controlled by pacemaker and contains more mitochondria than skeletal muscles and smooth muscles as well. Now, okay, you know what it means by pumping blood. What is controlled by pacemaker? We said that involuntary muscles are controlled by the brain or by the nervous system. A pacemaker is a specialized nerve tissue in the heart that receives signals from the brain. It receives the signals, organizes the information, the electrical signal, and sends orders to the heart to keep pumping. Pacemaker is a part of the nervous system again. It is connected to your brain stem, and all the time it receives signals from the brain stem, take the signal and spread it throughout the heart. Okay, so pacemaker is as if I'm saying it's the fuel or the electricity of the heart. Without the pacemaker, the heart will stop pumping, and in some cases, some people might have a problem in the pacemaker. They will have weak beat, so what they do, they replace the pacemaker and add artificial pacemaker with a battery, and they implant it in the chest area connected to the heart, and it can do the job. Now, there are around 600 muscles in your body. You don't have to memorize all of these for sure, but here we highlighted around 12 muscles. It's good to know these muscles. Some muscles at the upper part, some muscles at the lower part of your body. Trapezius, it's these muscles here around the neck that allows you to rotate your neck up and down, left and right. Rectus abdominis, these are the muscles of your abdomen, or in other words, we call them the packs, six packs, or etc. Quadriceps muscles, these muscles are the front muscles of the upper leg, and these are very strong muscles. At the back of these muscles are the hamstring muscles. Now we go back to the upper part of your body. You have the deltoid. These are the muscles that connects the chest to the arm. You have pectoralis major. These are the chest muscles. We have the biceps, brachii, and the triceps. These are the muscles of the upper arm. The biceps and the triceps at the back. We have the gluteus medius and the gluteus maximus. These are the muscles at the lower back. These are some of the skeletal muscles that control the movement of your bones, and we have the masseter. These are the facial muscles that allow you to smile and to frown. And Achilles tendon, this is a tendon, it's not a muscle. It connects the feet to the leg here. So you have to memorize these. Take your time in studying them. You can write them on your notebook. You can get a drawing and label them. It's up to you. And the last slide in this PowerPoint or this session today, as can you see, always muscles face each other. There is one at the back, one on the front, one at the side, one on the other side. Because the skeletal muscles move bones, they work in pairs. Skeletal muscles work in pairs. And how they function? By pulling, not pushing. This is very important note. So muscles work by pulling bones, not pushing them. And if you don't differentiate between pulling and pushing, imagine you are going to a shopping mall and there is a huge door and it says at one side pull, at the other side push. So pulling something is getting it towards your side. Pushing it, getting it away from you. All the muscles work in a pulling action. So for example, if I want to bend my hand like that, it's an action of pulling my hand. Now you might say, okay, if you open it, you are pushing it. No, I'm not pushing it. I'm pulling it from back. It's like that, pulling it from here and pulling it from here. So in this action of pulling my hand, the biceps is the muscle who is doing the contraction. If I'm pulling my hand away from my body, this is the triceps, the opposite muscle, is contracting. Now, during this movement, one muscle has to contract, the other has to relax. And the vice versa, opposite is true. During this movement, the other muscle will contract, this one will relax. There is no way that these complementary or opposite muscles contract at the same time. In order to allow movement, one must let go and one must contract. One must leave the bone, one must pull the bone. So what you need to know is skeletal muscle movement happens by pulling the bones, not by pushing them. This is very important. And all skeletal muscles in your body work in pairs. Here I give an example. If you are familiar with horseback riding, in order to change the direction, what you do is you catch the horse with the ring. So what you do is you pull one side and you release the other. If I do like that, the horse head will move to one side. If I do like that, the horse head will move to other side. If I pull one side and I keep catching the other side, the horse won't be able to turn his head or its head. So what's going to happen is whenever you need to change the direction, you need to pull one side and relax the other side. In this way, the head of the horse will turn. The same idea of the muscle. In order to move a bone, you need to contract one bone and the other bone must relax in order to release the bone and allow it to move. Okay, so what do we call these pair action of muscles? We call them, the first one extensor, the other one flexor. So extensor and flexor. So when one muscle is extended, the other is contracted. The muscle that extends the bone is called extensor. Extensor is the muscle that allows the bone to extend. It means when it contracts, it extends the bone. The opposite muscle always is the flexor. The flexor is the muscle that allows the bone to flex. Flex, it means as if bending. So if we think about this pair of muscles, the biceps and the triceps, the biceps allows the muscle to bend, and that's why we call it the flexor muscle. The triceps allows the bone to extend, and that's why we call it the extensor muscle. Here are some examples about flexor and extensor muscles, like the biceps is a flexor, the hamstring, which are located at the back of your upper lower leg, are extensors. The quadriceps are extensors, the hamstring are flexor, the quadriceps are extensors, same as triceps. You can check these muscles again in the previous slide in order to locate them. So this is the biceps, this is the triceps. The biceps allows the hand in order to flex, to come this side, and the triceps allows the hand to move this side. Again, we are speaking about only pulling action. Pulling, it means either the muscle is pulling the bone this way or it's pulling it this way. It's never pushing it. I don't push my hand. No, I pull it from the back. I pull it from here. Okay. So these are the main objectives for today. We discussed the functions of the muscles, the 3 types of muscles, and how skeletal muscles work, speaking about flexor and extensor. Now, regarding the last objective, which is the structure of the skeletal muscle, it's going to be the next session, and I'll be sending an explanation video for you as well. Now, quiz time. You need to open Edmodo. There is a quiz. Take the quiz. You can submit the quiz anytime you want. You can even try to take the quiz again if you want. You can send me a message and take it again. Don't take the quiz unless you check the PowerPoint, check the video, take notes, make sure that you are ready. The quiz is going to be about the information that I discussed in this video. Good luck, and this is the first session for week 9. The second session is going to be about the structure of the skeletal muscle and how muscles contract. And the third session is going to be about diseases in the muscular system. If you do have questions, please send me a message on Edmodo. Thank you so much.